does. I'm so happy to be with you. Okay, I know that a lot of us, I know I run away from certain subjects. Like we were gonna talk about the heart today, and I was like, oh, I'm scared. So I wanna face fears today, I wanna get facts, and I wanna talk about different realms of life, because sometimes we think it's just about diet and exercise, and there's so much more. Like, for example, we're here sitting at our desks. How does this space affect us? We're all in a home office right now, and I was wondering if there are tips and tricks that we can apply to the place we're all confined in right now.
Well, until we had all these newfangled medications and concepts that you could heal with steel, i.e. surgery, this was how we healed each other. We created environments. That's why style is so important, because it takes our bodies, our minds where we need to be. But just take the environment that you put me in here, because this is a bit more cluttered than I would normally have it. And clutter message is something called NUTS, nagging unfinished tasks. When you have nagging unfinished tasks, like, you know that porch door that slams on your butt,
yes.
Every time you walk out and you never fix it, it actually creates this subtle but very important elevation of cortisol, the stress hormone. And it, again, messages to you that you're not in control of your destiny. But if you take care of this space, as you're caring for your space, you basically are doing self-care. You're messaging to you that you matter. So it adds up. And other things start to fall in place. Your blood pressure doesn't go up as high. And blood pressure we're gonna talk a lot about today, because the number one ager of all is actually your blood pressure. And being able to deal with the nagging unfinished tasks in your life, again, symbolized by the environment you're in, is one of the best things we can do. And everyone at home watching the Drew Barrymore Show right now can do that, and it doesn't cost you anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna...
Add more clutter to my desk?
I am gonna declutter. I mean, if you saw the Drew's News Desk, you might have a heart attack.
I've weight lifted. I love this. Space, the final frontier. This is perfect.
Okay, this does feel better. You're right.
Dust off the edges there. What I gotta say I love is this little element here. Because when you have greenery around anywhere, when you can bathe in the forest and feel the life force, the energy, that you can lower your blood pressure and actually begin some of the natural self-healing that would occur if you just get out of your way. Same for pets. Having a pet and expressing affection for another living entity elevates you. It connects us. I actually think that's the real epidemic that we're facing right now in America, is the loneliness epidemic, but it's not just between each other. We don't feel connected to the place we are, our planet. And as we begin to gather that and bring that back into us, that collective subconscious that we all actually have, historically, for the entire history of our species, we've always respected that. It's brought alive by taking care of a plant or a pet or caring for the human being.
I brought these fish here. They're betas, and you can literally buy them at a pet store. They're solo livers. They can't even live with another. They'll fight to death. And I just like the beauty and the zenness and the aliveness of this tiny little being. And I feel like it has a big effect on me. Am I crazy, or is this actually a scientific possibility?
No, you're not crazy at all. In fact, when you have that gut instinct, never deny that. We actually have a whole row of these in different colors of this fish.
Really?
Yes, and they were in different colors, and we know they all had names and they had personalities. And again, it's sort of cool to feel a connection. It can happen at any level.
And the fact that they are solo is just such a mirror image to what we're going through in society and the sort of poetry of that, but they're just incredibly calming. And what does loneliness do to the body?
I think we are karmically designed to be in community, and people who are lonely suffer from elevated blood pressure, again, the number one ager. They start to have elevated cortisol levels. They also start to have mood abnormalities, and the loneliness is the symptom of it. Their antidote is to find community, is to find a group that you can link up to, because humans have always been the safety net for each other.
Yeah.
Always.
Do you think that in a time where we are told to shelter in place, can you find that community outside of your home through technology? Is it the same?
I don't think it's the same, but you can approximate it. I mean, look, social distancing, which is a horrible phrase, it should be physical distancing. It's something that has incredible impact. If you can get together with someone outdoors in any capacity, I walk with them, you can even sit down and have tea with them. If you're outdoors, you can get away with a lot, because The spread of COVID is 20 times higher indoors than outdoors. But there's nothing like talking like this. However, the next best is to hear. So literally picking up the phone and calling somebody is immeasurably better than texting.
The thing you just said about we shouldn't be calling it social distance, we should be calling it physical distance, is a true aha moment for me. That is one of my favorite things that I'm really going to carry with me. And you just got the vaccine.
Yes.
And how was that experience?
I had no issues at all. I got the first vaccine right after, I still practice. I'm a surgeon at Columbia University at New York Presbyterian. So all the surgeons went and we got our vaccines. But I tell you, I feel like a huge burden is lifted off me. I'm not Superman because I can still potentially get the virus, but it's 95% effective, which we just don't have vaccines that work that way normally.
Now, the way you just said that, it just lifted up my belief and optimism. And now we actually have a VFF question. Would you mind taking it?
I'm in.
All right, Tiffany, what is your question?
So organizing and decluttering is the thing right now. It's all over my social medias. And I've heard that organizing can actually help you sleep better. Is that true?
Tiffany, you're really sharp. That's exactly right. It's not just a little bit either. People who, for example, if you make your bed, you sleep 20% better. So keeping the bed environment appropriate, the sleep hygiene tools are incredibly impactful. 50% of the US population does not sleep well. It is the single most important underappreciated health tip I can ever give.
And what is one thing that we can do today to get better sleep that is, maybe not easy to hear, but a truth?
For most people, elevating the head of the bed ever so slightly. And not just by putting pillows, because you'll roll off those. You can just put a little block under your bed and elevate the head a little bit. It actually helps with breathing, snoring.
Acid reflux.
Acid reflux, which is a gravity-induced thing, helps with back pain, cramps. It's a lot of reasons for that. And I tell you, it's impactful. The other little tip, a pro tip, make sure it smells good in your room. It matters. So think about putting a diffuser or something that makes your room smell the way you like it. It has to be a smell you enjoy. You got to customize it. But there's some scents that are conducive to better sleep.
I have never heard that before. Super femme, and I want to attack that tonight. I want to be like, okay. Tiffany, thank you so much for your question. Okay, before we go, will you help me bust a myth, Dr. Oz?
Take it away.
Okay, you're sitting at your desk all day. Everybody is. I heard this is really toxic.
It's the new cigarette smoking.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, actually, for every hour you sit at a desk, you increase your mortality by 11%. Get up every half hour, walk around, do something. Every commercial break, do a sit-up or a push-up. It doesn't have to be big or painful. Just move. You're not supposed to be sitting like this all day long, especially at work.